Well, welcome to the Mental Force Podcast, where we sculpt alpha performers. We talk about the benefits of flow state, and this is our part 3 of our 30-day fast and our breakdown. Joined with me today is Dallin Spurgeon. He is just now graduated from Weber State in nutrition. Is it nutrition sciences?
Nutrition education.
Nutrition education. He is our nutrition specialist here at Alpha Flow Athletics. And so we'll just dive right in, man. So we've done 2 podcasts already. You can go ahead and look on our YouTube channel. They are in our podcast section of our YouTube channel. And hopefully soon we'll upload them to Spotify and Apple Podcasts and all those different other platforms. But I'm excited to kind of end this time reflecting on the 30-day fast. And so I guess I'll start off with my first question. So, Dallin, you were a big part of this fast and definitely a big part of the preparation before. And then while the fast was going, like, you kind of helped me stay, number one, motivated, but number 2, you were making sure that I had all the necessities of electrolytes and all the things that keep my body going. So what were some of the things that you did to prepare me for the fast? Like, just give us a kind of a breakdown.
So the things that I did to prepare myself to prepare you was, of course, I guess my years of education beforehand helped me understand like what the body needs to function. And so with that information, knowing that I needed to find you a good supplement for electrolytes, vitamins, minerals, and other things that you could add as a supplement to help you kind of maintain muscle and energy, like BCAAs and creatine. With that in mind, I researched a lot which specific supplements would give you the most bang for your buck.
Yeah.
And I know we talked about in our last podcast the micro ingredients, electrolytes. So it took a couple days, a couple weeks to find those ones, figure out those were the best. The Costco daily multivitamin took me a while to look around and figure out those were the best. And then also just realizing like creatine, BCAAs, how much water you needed to be drinking each day. And so that was kind of the preparation that I did, figure out like what you needed to give your body the best chance to, be healthy and strong. Survive during this 30-day fast without any calories. And then also just kind of researching and going over in my mind at what, like, the stages of this fast and kind of helping you understand, like, at what stage you should be, like, in full ketosis and, like, what your body should be doing to itself and the autophagy and, like, what that looks like. And this that was helping you and studying, like, what stages you'll be experiencing through this 30-day fast. So, like, when a stage happened, you're not like,
what's going on?
Why
am I this way? Yeah, I mean, I still got caught off guard sometimes just because I remember waking up and when you are in deep ketosis, your body goes into the autophagy mode. And one of the first signs of that is white tongue. I don't know if you remember that. My tongue, on the tip of my tongue and like mostly in the back, it was weird because usually your tongue is like a bright red or pinkish, but mine was white. And it freaked me out because I was like, what is going on? But when I was talking to you and I was also doing my own little research, it was saying that is the sign that your body is basically like in full ketosis. Like there is nothing carbohydrate left. Like you are burning fat, stored fat that is in your body. And so, I mean, it just felt like weird. And I remember talking to Lincoln's dad, the Dr. Oldham, and he was like, yeah, only a few people really experience like what that's like. I mean, that appeared on like day, I think it was like 10. So it was like my body had time to kind of really, really get into deeper ketosis. So yeah. No, that's awesome.
All right. Then I've got my question for you.
Yeah.
So similar to me, I'd had some prep before the fast, and I imagine, and I know we've talked about, you did a little bit of prep before the fast, but I wanted to kind of ask you, what was the mental preparation you did before this fast? Because you knew it was going to be difficult. What did you do to prepare?
Well, before we did the 30-day fast, I did a 7-day fast. And that was kind of just initial like shock to the body. Like, let's see how we do in 7 days, which it was hard. That was the longest I've ever done before. I would say probably a lot of it was just like keeping focused on like the ultimate goal. I really, really, really wanted to feel what that would be like in the 30-day fast. And what really kept me going, I guess, was seeing the results every 2 weeks when we go do an in-body scan, or every week and a half whenever we went. And I guess, I don't know, working as an athlete for Alpha Flow Athletics, but now also working for Alpha Flow Athletics, you're taught that there's a lot of ants that we call ants, the automatic negative thoughts that intrude our bodies, mostly our brains. And learning how to overcome those, I think, was a big benefit. So self-talk, keeping your goals in front of you, keeping motivated by surrounding yourself with people that are going to like keep you motivated like you. And I think just like I think for me, visualization and imagining, okay, like what is this going to be like after 30 days? How am I going to feel after these 30 days? Because when I was feeling hungry, when I was feeling like deprived of energy, it was always just like bring me back to the goal, bring me back to like what the results we've seen already. Like, oh man, I've lost already so much weight. I feel good. Like because there were days where I would have good energy. I'd feel really, really good. I'd feel light. And so it was just making sure that I always had the goal in front of me and just like reviewing that goal and surrounding myself with people that were going to help me reach that goal. So I think that was probably the prep that I did. So my next question for you, were there things that you were expecting that happened, or maybe things that you weren't expecting that happened? And because you got to like watch me through this whole thing. And it's funny when I talk to people that, you know, like roommates and stuff, my fiance, you know, she was like, you know, watching, you know, how I would talk and different things. And so like, what were some things that you saw that you were like, whoa?
Okay. So, some of the things that surprised me, some of the biggest things that surprised me. First off, I know there was like cycles of having energy and not having energy. What I was expecting was the first 7 to 10 days, you would kind of be lower energy, but once you were in full ketosis, you'd just kind of be riding a steady energy the rest of the time. But it sounds like there was still some waves after that too. And maybe that's due to different amount of consumption of vitamins and minerals that help metabolize fat into energy.
I would think vitamin B12 played a big part of it.
Yeah.
Because that's isn't that a natural energy, source? And
that helps in energy metabolism. And so I don't know if we tracked because along with your supplements, you would have like drinks that were 0 calories, 0 sugar, no calories.
Just like these element teas,
Yeah, and a lot of the drinks have a lot of B12 in them. So maybe there were some days that you're getting a lot more B12 than other days. That's one thing we didn't really track, making sure you're getting the exact amount of B12.
Right, it was,
So maybe that had to do with...
Could be. I don't know.
I know. There could have been a lot of things.
If I was in a facility where they were tracking like very, very close, I'm sure they would have been like, yeah, you're getting energy from this source or something like that. You know, I don't know.
Maybe it had to do with the quality of sleep that you had, which because you got 8 hours of sleep every night pretty much. You
Basically,
slept pretty well.
I slept really good. That's the one thing I remember about the fast is my sleep was really good.
Yeah.
So
maybe that had something to do with it. Maybe it was, who knows? So that was one thing that was kind of like, oh, interesting. I was kind of expecting like a low dip of energy, but then full ketosis, ride that like steady energy. So that was one thing. Another thing, I didn't really know about the white tongue. That kind of surprised me.
Yeah, that caught me off guard. I remember brushing my teeth and I was like, this toothpaste tastes awful. Like, and I like looked and I was like, what the crap is going, I was just like, what is going on? Yeah, that was different. That was very different.
Yep. And then some things that I was kind of expecting, your body didn't retain water as well. I knew that was going to happen because we knew that from the in-body scans, your intercellular water, that your body wasn't going to retain water as well. So that was something that I was expecting. Also, because of taking BCAAs and creatine, you were able to maintain a lot of muscle mass as well, which is what I was expecting through that supplementation. And you didn't get sick at all in the 30-day fast, which I was expecting as well and hoping for, because, you know, we were giving your body every single thing it needed besides calories.
Yeah.
Which and your body was going to grab from itself.
Right, and the body is stressed out because it's like just trying to survive, trying to pull fat from the storage that's been stored there forever. And I don't know. I only got sick after the fast. Yeah. And like, I was around people that were sick, but I didn't get sick. Mm-hmm. So there's something to be said there. It's like, does fasting, you know, I know there's studies out there that talk about how fasting helps, you know, not get sick, people not get sick. And so there's different things there. Go ahead.
Are you ready for your next question?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe this will be a quick answer because maybe you talked about it with your prep, but what helped you mentally throughout the fast?
Oh, just staying motivated on the goal. Just surrounding myself with people and putting myself in situations where I could succeed. Obviously, like living with roommates and things, like they're still going to cook food and different things. And I went out maybe a couple times with friends to places where they wanted to go eat. And I would sit there and just drink water. And I think I have a lot. In fact, I know this about myself. I do have a lot of grit. And that wasn't always the case. Like, I think grit is something you have to build over time. It's not something you're just like thrown into and you're given. That's why we train athletes on the mental side, because your brain is like a muscle. You have to train it. You make decisions every day. For example, it's like, do you decide to go to the gym or do you decide to stay home? You know, when you like know that you should go to the gym, you know that you should move. And it could be said like, everyone knows like what's healthy and what's not. I feel like people always think it's some sort of science. I'm like, obviously we know that eating McDonald's, it's probably not the best option when you could go home and make yourself like a meal with Whole Foods, right? Like everyone knows what's good and what's bad, I feel like. And so, I think just having a lot of grit and just, I don't know, I think training with Alpha Athletics for sure. Like having Jeff as a coach and still is a coach and as a boss, and what he teaches like athletes that we work with and things, like I used a lot of that to this. So, yeah.
All right.
I guess my next question is, what did you learn after I completed the fast? Were there anything in the nutrition world that you learned? And I'm going to add this question into it as well. And if you can think of anything that you could have done to have helped me differently, like what were maybe some of those things? And if you don't have any, it's fine. But like if like looking back on it now after your analysis and everything, you know, what could maybe have you done differently, and were there things that you learned?
Maybe something that I would have done differently, or suggest that someone do in the future. And I don't think that we did this before, but you kind of I can't remember. I don't think we really eased you into the fast. It was just kind of like you did the 7-day fast before, and then you just kind of were like eating normally.
I ate for a week, and
then like you stopped.
Yeah, it was a cold turkey.
I would suggest someone maybe the few days before, kind of eat a keto diet. Yeah, that way you can kind of like jumpstart ketosis a little earlier. Yeah, that way, not only will you have that more steady energy throughout the 30-day fast because you're in ketosis quicker, but also like the weight loss benefits as well. And so yeah, that's something that I would suggest. And also for the few days before, making sure that you're doing the electrolytes as well, the multivitamin, pretty much taking all the supplements you were taking during your 30-day fast and doing them like with a keto diet, like a week before, and then after that week, cut out the food and then keep doing the supplements. Yeah, that's something I was suggesting.
I think if we were to do this again, which I've promised someone I wouldn't do it ever again, but if we were to do it again, that's kind of what I would do. Now, I'm still going to practice fasting because I believe in it wholeheartedly.
Mm-hmm.
Me and you have this bucked up boot camp that we're doing that's coming up, and I think I'm going to implement a lot of fasting. Now that I know that I can do it, for 30 days, I kind of have a lot more motivation and things to be able to achieve this next goal or whatever, and still be able to fast. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm definitely excited. I guess my last question, what was something that amazed you during the fast?
I think that you did it. 30 days is a long time. 30 days is a really long time. And I feel like a lot of people would find that unbelievable, like beforehand.
Yeah.
Like there's no way that you can do that without getting sick, without fainting, negative benefits.
Right.
But you did it. You're here today, healthy and strong.
And I think I don't know. After the fast, like there's a lot more people than I thought that have done something like this. It is a very hard thing, so it's not very common. Like most common people can do 1 day, maybe 2, maybe 3. Not really much longer than that. But there's a lot of people that like I've listened to that like have done water fasts, and those are like 20 days of just water. Yeah. Not even electrolytes. And I'm like, see, that's where I'm like, I don't really believe in that, but like, cool. You know what I mean? Like, that's good. Yeah. That's really good for them.
And honestly, I bet those people are uninformed, Like, they're like, oh, water, like, stay hydrated. Right. Water, hydrate, when they don't understand electrolytes.
And and because like we were going to the gym every day, like not like lifting super heavy weights, but still going to the gym and like moving our bodies, sweating, I knew that I was going to need all those electrolytes, because if I didn't do that and I was doing work plus the gym, walking around, just like living every day, I could have faced some pretty bad fainting or whatever, just anything. So I'm obviously proud of myself that I did it. I think it just gives me more motivation to like complete the next thing. It's when you complete a big goal like that, you always got to be looking for the next thing. Like, I'm a big believer in doing hard things. Racing that's the way I do it. Like, if I want to stay motivated and keep going to the gym, keep myself healthy, I have got to do something to work towards. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so this was kind of just a goal of mine, and I'm grateful that I was able to do it. I was definitely grateful that I had you on my side, someone that could motivate me, someone that knew more nutrition than I did. And having Jeff as a coach, and having just good friends that like were definitely positive influences and like supported me through this, because it was, I feel like whoever you surround yourself with.
Surround yourself with winners. Yep. Absolutely.
And you're going to be a winner. If you do that, you'll be fine. So, but that I guess that wraps up our 3-part podcast. Definitely excited for the next adventure.
We'll have to talk about that.
Yeah, too. We'll have to talk about the bucked up thing, and we'll be talking about a lot of more things as well, and definitely excited for the future podcasts that we're going to be doing here at Alpha Flow Athletics on the Mental Forge podcast. But with that being said, I am your host, Wyatt Bull, joining with my co-host, Dallin Spurgeon, and that will be the end of our 3-part podcast.